gotta do some printing now. Let's go. 1.9 coming in. Not all at once though. We got another trillion sitting on the side. Janet's gonna take it in for us as needed. Welcome back to Crash and Edy. What happened to March 9th? It's March 10th today. We have a lot going on, and we do have Crash with us today. We're going to talk about Polkadot is going to be our coin review today, which is pretty. That thing has exploded over the last few months, so that'll be an interesting one. We got a special Crash coin that I am not very familiar with, but he's going to introduce us to. I think it's a little newer and a little bit smaller, so it should be interesting. And then we're going to talk about, is China really eating the U.S.'s lunch, which I have suspected for a long time, and I think I might have been wrong, actually. So we're going to talk about that a little bit. We got market news, and we're going to talk a little Ethereum as well and all sorts of good stuff. So, Crash, how is it going, my friend? You made it.
Yeah, finally. Things are going really good, and it looks like our podcast is growing as well. And so I want to do a quick plug for our Twitter account. Raise your hand out there if you have a Twitter account. Me. So you can find us at Crash and Edy. So it's Crash, just like the word crash, and A-N-D, Edy, E-D-Y. And you can look for our logo, the light blue with the thunderbolt for Crash and Edy. And we'd love it if you followed us on Twitter. And one of the benefits of that is that anytime a coin, anytime we talk about a project, anything substantial that we're talking about on the show, I can guarantee you we have already clicked on it and been following their Twitter. So if you go to our site, you can track and find a lot of the stuff that we're talking about. So we're all about sharing information, and we want you to be part of that. The other thing I wanted to plug real quick was just be sure to like our broadcast, our podcast. It is information for you to learn and grow, and so you can find opportunities in cryptocurrency that are going to benefit you and your family. So please like our podcast, subscribe, and when you subscribe, always hit the bell button and all, because what you want to do is be notified, and you want the algorithms to understand that you want to know when we have our broadcast. That's how old I am, I guess. Podcast up. So with that, let's go into the market news.
Yep. Sounds good. We got some interesting stuff going. Bitcoin's moving up to the all-time high again, huh?
It's getting there. It's only $2,000 below its all-time high.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Back above 50, well above it.
Yeah, it's just been creeping up. It's been that ascending triangle I talked about the other day. Yeah. And that continues to go, which is so bullish. There was I did when I was going to bed last night. I looked at Bitcoin, and for some reason I got up like an hour later. It had dropped like straight down cliff on the 24-hour chart. Yeah. I really had to pull the chart out to 6 months and then look at it in a bigger scale, because it looks scary, and because it just dropped straight off, and it has since recovered and surpassed, doubled where it was before. So it's it's volatile. It's volatile.
Yeah, what did I hear yesterday? I heard someone said, and I believe this to be true, 4 years ago, XRP was at 0.006 cents. So
Mhm.
we've come along. It just goes to show you you can trade all you want, and we have a lot of experience watching people trade and trading ourselves. I mean, I used to work in a quasi gambling ring for the S&P options back in the day, just trading like a banshee with my friends and stuff. But buy and hold, baby, buy and hold. That's how all the wealth came in. Everyone that I've seen that is really truly wealthy, it's always invariably buy and hold.
Yeah, yeah.
So
And especially when we're in a trend like this,
yeah, with the new asset class.
yeah, I mean, we're in a bull market. We're in the infancy of a brand new asset class, which is probably the most significant factor of all.
You'll get that once in your life, people. This is it. This is
Yep.
it.
There's probably not going to be another asset class after digital currencies for it could be 100 years.
No, and this is a unique one in that it is literally going to swallow up all asset classes because everything's going to be tokenized. So that's
Yep.
another kind of phenomenal wave that we're riding. Theta continues to skyrocket. It's almost to $6.
Yeah. Have you gone on that site and actually used
I've
it?
been on it. We're going to have a channel on Theta soon, people, just to get a
Yeah.
feel for it and use it. I've heard some good things. And of course, don't forget that happens to be one of the validators on Theta is Google.
Uh-huh.
So they're not, all these big tech companies, they're not being left behind. They've embraced before all of us, really.
Hmm. Yeah, I found it really interesting. I mean, there was a lot of really good content on there,
Mm-hmm.
um, and it's almost like watching TV, right? Isn't there a lot of like programs and like, or is it all like kind of like YouTube where it's
I think it's still channel based, but I'm not really sure, honestly. We'll see. We're gonna find out.
there's so many beautiful sites out here we need to explore. Well, I've
Yeah.
been dabbling around a few new ones that are just really cool too.
Yeah, and the Theta token too. We got to do. We got to cover Theta. That is a fascinating one, and it's man, it's just boy, it's one of the best performers this year. I mean, it blows away something like ADA. It's not up there as in market cap, but performance wise, I mean, Theta was 7 cents.
Yeah.
It's almost $6.
Yeah.
Um,
How about VeChain?
VeChain's on fire. It's up over 6.2. I think the 15th, I heard they're launching their VSwap, which is that's their decentralized exchange. That's their DEX, I believe.
Yeah.
So a lot of stuff going on in March, boy.
Well, just an idea. What is VeChain at now? Like 6 cents?
6.2, yeah.
Okay, 1 year ago it was at 0.003 cents, not even a penny.
Yep.
1 year ago.
Yep. IOTA is $1.32, and that's probably VeChain's main competitor. And I discovered yesterday why IOTA is because I've been scratching my head, man. Why is IOTA just on fire? And of course, everything is hot now in a market like this, but it's because guess what? They're getting into DeFi.
Mm,
If you touch DeFi, you're gonna go on fire.
yeah.
So yeah, a lot of stuff is heating up. Hedera hash graph up 67.5. We're gonna do show on that one coming up too, people.
Mhm.
What else do you see crashing the top 100? Anything that sticks out? Basic.
Just looking at the 7 day, I mean, Uniswap, of course, another DEX. Um, and you got, BNB,
Yeah.
Finance Coin, that's up 15% in the last 7 days.
Yeah.
So these exchanges and stuff, all this DeFi. Well, Binance coin is centralized. It's not a DEX, a decentralized exchange. But um, I expect a lot more of these decentralized exchanges to start moving up these charts.
Yeah, Dexes. We'll talk about Dexes.
It's
Boy,
very risky. It's very risky right now.
do we come clean, Crash, on the last show? Do we tell the audience? Let's just do it. We did a show, and it turned out to be such a sewage dump that I had to just scrap it.
So
Just scrapped it outright.
just so everybody knows, he didn't even share it with me. He just blew it up. So I'm feeling like a little self-conscious.
I blew it up. Part of the reason I blew it up, though, is because Crash came in halfway into the middle of the show, too, though. Crash was a half a no-show, and it was just a debacle. By the time we would have edited it and everything, I'm like, just forget it. So, we had some questionable stuff. It was just, but we're gonna cover everything that we did and do it in a little bit better manner. Anyways, it couldn't have been worse. Once in a while, you're gonna do that.
Yeah, that's how we learn, I guess. Because I think we're pretty prepared today. So.
Yep, that's why hit that subscribe, because this is some work putting these shows on, and we want to do it to help you guys, but help us by hitting the subscribe and spreading the word, and checking it out when you can.
Yeah, this is a different kind of show, don't you think? I mean, I listen to a lot of cryptocurrency podcasts, and I'm struggling to see any dueling experts like we are doing a podcast like this.
Yep.
I learned, like we talked about before, I learned from you. We'll be talking about stuff, and you're better in some areas, and I'm better in others, and we ask each other questions and learn, and that's how we all keep moving forward. And what's the long-term benefit of learning about crypto and what we're doing here? It's very simple. There's going to be opportunities galore coming down the pike for the next 10, 20 years. And if you don't stay in this space, you're going to miss it. Or it's going to be offered to you and you're not going to realize it. That's why we're...
Yep, it's very similar to when the internet came out, only like times 10, because it's finance and money. It's the internet of value. And boy, no one saw this DeFi coming. No one saw NFTs. I mean, there's going to be more. And it's just by the time everyone's talking about it and it's on mainstream media, people have 1,000x their money. So get in, people. All right, so
let's wrap up with the market news. Anything else that's jumping out at you? It looks like things are just a little bit in the last 24 hours, but that's normal.
Yeah, what are we at real quick? So we're at 1.731 total market cap. That's trillion with a T. Let's take a look real quick at the...
that's almost the all-time high. The all-time high is 1,740,000,000.
Oh, really? I was thinking it was 1.8.
Oh.
No? Okay.
Looking at the chart here, unless it's not accurate, this is on Live Coin Watch. So we are getting really close to the all-time high of...
Yeah, we're right there. We're pretty much at the all-time high, even if it's... And different exchanges have it different. Like CoinMarketCap will probably have it a little bit more or less, but we're right. Basically, at these numbers, we're right there. So
yeah, 40 billion, what's that?
Right. So, well, when it's an asset class, it truly is nothing. I mean, we're just so tiny now. But for stable coins, Tether's at 37 billion, and USD coin is just under 9 billion. So that's I like to keep an eye on those. The only other one that has kind of flown under the radar, you've noticed it, Crash, I'm sure, but Basic Attention Token, man, it's up around 80 cents, and that hasn't been so hot lately, but it's up from... That's been flying too lately. I mean, that's up from 20 cents a few months ago.
Well, a lot of people, they invest based on their actual experience and use experience with some of these projects. And Brave browser is not even a project anymore. It's operating. It's got, I don't know how many millions of people using the Brave browser, and it's crypto friendly. You get paid to use it. It's private. So I think a lot of people a lot of investors are looking at this and saying this has got a real good use case. It's got great marketing. It's been established for several years, and it could take on a PayPal or something like that in the near future.
Great team. That's the blockchain search play right now. That's the premier search play, and which search is advertising. I mean, it's an advertising play in a blockchain. So
it's a browser. It's a
what's
browser
that?
more than it's a browser. I think I use on Brave. I use DuckDuckGo as my search engine. That's built into the Brave browser.
Right. I noticed they're just starting to promote though their actual search engine though. So and
Well, that's
browsers and search they're kind of connected a little bit. So it's what happens when you mix that advertising tech with the blockchain. It's a pretty fascinating play, and they got a good team, so we'll keep watching that one.
is our the Brave browser is not a blockchain, right? And either is their search engine, correct? But they're not blockchain driven or
Yeah, they
supported.
are. They're decentralized for sure. Yeah.
Well, I don't understand how the blockchain would work inside of a search engine.
We'll have to. You know what? We're gonna have to dig in. That's one that we're gonna have to do pretty soon because they have an interesting technology, and that coin. I mean, the token itself is blockchain. It's on a blockchain,
Yeah, the token is
and the
right.
token's built into everything. It's built into the search. It's built into the browser and everything. So it's a
Uh,
good point, though. It's kind of like what is
I was digging more into an actual search engine and how the blockchain could be used to disrupt any of the current search systems.
it's really how in the heart of any good search engine like Google. I mean, how Google made it was with AdWords, and they did it with it's advertising. So that's how they build in the blockchain is really with advertising.
Well,
So we'll have to get into that. It's a pretty complicated project, but it's clearly
some,
going to make it. And,
it's something every one of us uses every day is search.
right. Yep.
Um, so it'd be a good thing for us to understand. Okay.
Yep. So what else do we want to get into? Let's move on to some market news, huh?
Oh, yeah.
So we have just on the XRP side, we have XRP came out a couple days ago and they said they are launching their private ledger for central banks. So you guys have probably heard of that, but it's huge news. I mean, the CBDCs are coming and it looks more and more like they're going to be on the XRP ledger, which is how you can get a token for 45 cents that's going to do that is kind of a miracle in my eyes. But thank you, SEC.
I think they're just shifting the whole wealth table is going to be shifted with some of this stuff.
Yeah. Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
people who are maybe have $400,000 or $500,000 in assets or retirement savings that put 50,000 into XRP or a portfolio of cryptocurrencies. When this, what do they call this? The reset that they're talking about, which the reset is basically going to be moving all fiat currencies to these digital central bank currencies,
Right.
digital currencies.
Right.
And
I think that term too. I think we're literally going through the reset right now. I don't think there's going to be a button they press. Okay, we're resetting. I mean, there's going to be many events. Things are very much being manipulated, and it is shifting everything over to the new financial system, which is on blockchain. It's that simple. People, I mean, all the companies are already moving in. It's in your face, people. Every day, all you got to do is look at it and say, why is all this money getting into blockchain? Because it's the future. It's that simple.
Yep.
So, other XRP stuff. So, Flare Finance just started. Now, that's the airdrop on top of the airdrop. They just started a beta test today. It's kind of a contest at 12 Eastern today to for their DeFi, and Flare Finance is all about DeFi. So that's kind of, I think it's a 2-week contest where you basically go and play around with stuff, and whoever creates the most wealth off of their DeFi stuff wins, I guess. So, and then the other item is MoneyGram. That deal is done as of yesterday, and everyone's kind of wondering why. I mean, I think it's all weaves together with this SEC lawsuit, and I think it also might weave together with Western Union, which just so happened they just finished their test with XRP. So,
So, mhm. So, okay, I'm not real up to date with the MoneyGram thing. So you're telling me that the relationship, the partnership, or the ownership of MoneyGram that was owned by Ripple Corp, or Foundation, or whatever they are, that's dissolved and over?
for right now, it is. Yeah, they're saying they hope to do business down the road, but for now, it's done, and I don't think they're using any XRP. And part of that deal was millions giving to MoneyGram every quarter, like around 10 million a quarter from Ripple to MoneyGram as part of this test.
Mm-hmm.
So they lost that revenue. But it could be the SEC saying, look, we're going through this. This is a security or whatever they're doing. And it also could be, there's been rumors for years that Western Union is buying MoneyGram. So there might be some kind of merger going on with them too. We'll know in the next few months. But for now, yeah, that deal's done. So I look at it as there's just serious stuff going on.
Would
We
you
don't know what
invest
it is,
in
but
Would you invest in Western Union right now?
I think Western Union's publicly traded. Yeah.
I mean, would you put your money in with that? That's going to be just completely dissolved. Talk about a disruptive business that's ripe to be disrupted. I mean,
Well,
I can send cryptocurrency to anybody in the world for virtually free.
Western Union's interesting because they had so many relationships set up that they really could do it for pretty cheap moving money because they had everything in each country.
Mm-hmm.
But like any tech, I mean, you can't beat it. So eventually, they were gonna have to go XRP, and I think they've kind of been acting like, oh, we're testing, we're testing. There's no, all you have to do is send it once, and the test is done. I mean,
Yeah,
let's see. It was practically free, happened instantly with complete transparency.
yeah.
I think it works.
That's what they don't want.
Exactly. So, and the thing is with these companies is XRPs, it's a wholesale product, really. You buy the software and you pay for that. But then it's a wholesale product, and then you can just charge whatever you want and you get the difference. It's practically free, the token and moving the token. You pay for the software, but then you're still going to charge your clients, okay, let's say it's $20 to move, but it's still a totally different experience because even when they did theirs with their vast network, it was still days to get it and not as much transparency and stuff. So it's truly a game changer, and it's one of those things. Don't get on board; you're going to be out of business. It's
Yeah,
that simple.
right. I mean, yeah, I mean, for Western Union to survive, because I mean, the technology is already out there today. It's just a matter of their customer base understanding it, and they're done. I mean,
Yeah,
so
and that's
they have to change or they're toast.
Right. And MoneyGram's stock went from, I don't know, a buck or two up to 11 or so when they did the Ripple stuff, I think was the high. And now I think it's tanking again. It's both those businesses, it's a matter of how they're going to be combined. I mean, R3 could be in there too, but there's going to be consolidation. It's one of those things where you either use this technology or you're out of business, period.
Well, even if they do use the technology, they can't create the revenue because the competition out there is doing it for almost nothing. How are they going to make any money?
There's so much money moving around. I think they can still, they have these, very loyal customers. I think they can still do it at least for a while, but they're going to shrink their model for sure. The other side of that is, though, you can cut your overhead by 90% too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you don't need all the people that it takes to move money around like in the traditional banking system. It's so, people talk about the energy consumption with crypto, but the other side of it is look at the energy consumption for the current banking system.
Right.
Really, there's skyscrapers everywhere, and it's insane, really. So the disruption is mind-boggling, and to me, it's just a massive cover-up right now because banks are basically obsolete. If they don't get into DeFi and stuff, why do you need a bank building? You're not really going to need much of one. So I don't know. It's going to be neat to watch play out either way.
Yeah.
But
let's
so
move on to our coins, huh?
What's that?
I'll move on to our coins.
Yeah, that's it for. Well, the other market news I want to talk about. All right. So, do we talk about... I want to talk about a couple of things here. One has to do with Bitcoin. One has to do with Ethereum. So, let's run this. We're going to watch a quick video here with Bob from Cryptocurrency News, I think he's from. And he's making the case for, is China eating our lunch or not? So, hold on a second.
So we're going to look at which country has the most Bitcoin. We're going to say like which country has the most Bitcoin nodes, which country has the most Bitcoin holders, and which country actually trades the most Bitcoin. In terms of which country trades the most Bitcoin, it is the United States. And this is just from local Bitcoins. US is number 1, followed by Russia, UK, Venezuela, China, the rest of Europe, and then Nigeria, Australia, and all these others. But that's only for local Bitcoins. Like if you actually look at it from like most exchanges, if you try to take out all the wash trading volume, it is still the United States. Like the US dollar, the USD, and American citizens trade the most Bitcoin in the world. So the US does actually, like out of all the countries, manage the most Bitcoin volume in the world. US citizens manage the most Bitcoin volume in the world. So that's 1 point for the United States, regardless of which way you cut it. In terms of like which country has the most Bitcoin holders, it is also the United States. The United States is home to the most crypto endeavors, including platforms and funds, and it has the largest number of active holders in Bitcoin. Now, you're thinking, well, China has like a lot of mining power. Don't they have all the Bitcoins? Well, no, because a lot of those mining places, they have to sell the Bitcoins immediately after mining them in order to actually pay bills. So there's that aspect of it. They don't actually keep much of it. If you really think about it, Bitcoin was created in the United States. They've tracked it to San Francisco. We don't exactly know who created it, but we know someone did actually create it in Silicon Valley. Could have been the CIA, could have been Satoshi Nakamoto, could have been like some other government agency. We don't really know that part of it. But the earliest miners were from San Francisco. Like the Satoshi wallet is definitely from San Francisco. It's not Craig Wright. It's not like any of these other guys. It's someone from San Francisco, and many of the biggest accounts are actually from that area. And those are the wallets with like 1 million Bitcoin, 500,000 Bitcoin. So the earliest wallets that have like huge amounts are all from the United States. And also, if you look at all the funds right now, if you look at Grayscale, MicroStrategy, and a lot of others, they're also from the United States. So the big funds right now that are buying tens of thousands of Bitcoin are from the US, and the original wallets are all from the US as well. And you know that guy that bought a pizza with 10,000 bitcoins? Yeah, he's from the U.S. as well. And the pizza guy who actually accepted him, he's also from the U.S. So you can actually see just from historically that the U.S. is in control of most of the bitcoins, more bitcoins in circulation than any other country, and the U.S. actually has the most holders. Now, which country actually has the most Bitcoin nodes? This is actually a little closer, but it is actually the United States. This is from 2019. I don't think it's actually changed all that much. But from then, like the US has over 2,600 nodes. Germany has 2016 nodes. And then it's France, Netherlands, China's like number 5, and then Canada, United Kingdom. So once again, by a small margin over Germany, the US actually has the most nodes. So generally, who has the most Bitcoin? In every single measure, it is the United States. However, that does not mean they have control over Bitcoin. They might have the most nodes, but China still controls it via hash power. I'm going to tell you how they do it. They don't actually have the most nodes or the mining power. The U.S. actually has more people, probably like more active like hash rate, but the U.S. doesn't have any pools. Like all the big pools are located in China. So U.S. mining power, U.S. people mining are allocating their mining power to Chinese pools, and that's how they actually have that power. So yes, they can actually hijack it and double spend. However, the U.S. miners could actually stop that by allocating the pool to another country. But the thing is, that would actually take time for everyone to notice, and by that time, they might have already gotten away with double spending. And China's actually not trying to increase their hash power or hash rate dominance, because Inner Mongolia, which is one of the bigger regions in crypto mining, has actually just shut down its cryptocurrency mining because it was absorbing too much power. While states like Texas and Wyoming are trying to open up cryptocurrency mining operations on cleaner energy, or solar, wind, whatever. So that's the thing right now. Like I think the percentage of American hash rate is actually going to go up. The percentage of Chinese hash rate is going to go down. But if these American mining farms are actually allocating to Chinese pools, it won't solve the problem. So how can you solve this problem of China actually controlling Bitcoin? It's quite easy. You have to open up American mining pools. I'm not really sure why people don't open up mining pools where people can just allocate to. And they need to be fairly well managed mining pools that take a modest fee and still reward miners handsomely for mining at their mining pool. So I think that actually needs to get started in the United States to take away that from.
So Bob from Cryptocurrency News, give him a like and subscribe. He's got a good channel, very fact based, cuts right to it in short videos. So have a listen to him when you can. So yeah, so that's kind of the Bitcoin. I think that I think I was wrong. I think the rich get richer as per usual, and we are one heck of a wealthy nation. And guess what? We pretty much control Bitcoin. Doesn't it seem? I mean, what do you think, Crash? Am I nuts?
Hold on.
All right. So, and then the other thing I wanted to talk about is, I don't know if you heard, Crash, but there was some humongo news with Ethereum yesterday.
Yeah, what was that?
It was that they are now burning tokens.
Oh yeah,
So
dictionary.
yeah, so now it's gonna be closer to like an XRP or Bitcoin where there's a finite amount of coins. They had inflation built in, and I don't think they can take that inflation out because of blockchain, the algorithm, and how the smart contracts are set up. But what they can do is just burn tokens to eliminate it. So I think that's what they're doing. They approved doing that.
That's just price crazy because
and it did. It went up like $200 based on that.
well, I know, but that's chump change compared to where it should be because all of a sudden you take the whole picture of scarcity and put it back into the picture.
Yeah, it's Ethereum. It's just perplexing, that whole project to me, because I don't believe in proof of work. I think it doesn't work overall, but they're making it work. And the thing is, they're moving to proof of stake, okay? And there is kind of a civil war within Ethereum because the miners don't want proof of stake. It basically obsoletes their job.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it's like, Why is it taking 2 years to do this? There's no reason it really should. I'm starting to wonder, did they cut a deal with the miners to just appease them? I mean, these guys have resources coming out of their ears. They are backed by JP Morgan. I mean, there's no issue for funding whatsoever with Ethereum. None whatsoever. So, and in tech, it's always the same equation. If you can think of it, you can do it. It's just a matter of time and money. So
that's probably why Gavin Woods left Polkadot or left Ethereum and started Polkadot or joined up.
Yeah. So, anyways, that's the Ethereum news for the day, and I don't know. There's definitely interesting things going on with Ethereum. So, let's move into Polkadot, huh?
Yeah, I got some questions, I guess.
I do too. You know Polkadot more than me, so good luck with that. All right.
I mean, it's okay. So I'm just looking at its chart. It's a fairly new coin.
All right. Let's get some basics out. So it started in like September of 20.
Yeah, that's what let's see. Yes, September of 20. So that's not even a year ago.
Actually, February of 20. Early 20 it started.
Okay, so
maybe no, that's 21. I'm sorry. No. It looks like August of 20.
Okay. Yeah. The chart starts September. Well, actually, it starts August 23rd. So.
Yeah. So, yeah. So yeah, it's only like 7 months old. You know, the low was 269. Now, what do they got for tokens?
Total supply 979 million.
Okay, so that says a lot.
1 billion.
Yeah, just under. Yeah, total supply over a little over a billion. Circulating supply 918. So that's why it's flying into the single digits. All-time high of 4206, which was just like 18 days ago. What is it? They're kind of an Ethereum killer, right? I mean, or
yeah, with in a different channel, kind of. They're considered what the Web 3.0, meaning you had the first wave of the internet, and then you had the second wave, and they're touting Polkadot and its blockchain and its business model as Web 3.0, the next web, and it's going to be all blockchain driven and so forth. So, it just has a lot. It can do smart contracts. It's interoperable. The real why they call it Web 3.0 is that it's interoperability between all the other platforms, whether it's wallets or other tokens or other DeFi projects, any NFTs. It's just interoperable between everything, and so they call it the Web 3 because it's just going to be the channel that everything travels through between.
Right. Well, back up a second here. So they were founded by the Web3 Foundation, a Swiss foundation founded to a facility.
Right.
You've heard of Web3. I think, boy, I want to say, I don't know. Web3 is that's a series of shows in its own right. But I think that's what they're saying is that they're founded by that. So they have Ethereum in their bloodline, right? They got their founder also was one of the founders of Ethereum, right?
Yep. Gavin Woods.
Right. So
they use smart contracts like Ethereum does, and they're considered the internet of the blockchain, and that all has to do with their interoperability.
Right, which also puts them up against Cosmos. Cosmos is the web of blockchains, really. That's their whole deal. And I think these guys jumped ahead of Cosmos tech wise though. Like Cosmos is still trying to get it out there.
Yeah, I think Cosmos probably started much earlier and has the
Yes.
technology built into it.
Right. I think they've struggled with the tech a little bit.
Yeah.
So this just says Polkadot's an open source sharding multi-chain protocol that facilitates the cross-chain transfer of any data or asset types, not just tokens, thereby making a wide range of blockchains interoperable with each other. Boy, it also goes up against the XRP ledger.
It does.
I mean, it really does. I mean, it's
It's going to be in the middle of everything. It's kind of, isn't that kind of like Chainlink too? I mean, they're like in the middle of every project basically.
yeah.
Why people are calling them the internet of the blockchain?
Again, you get into there's going to be some consolidation. There's a lot of overlapping tech with this stuff. There just is. And I think you just got to see, okay, where is the volume flowing to? Because, like derivatives, okay, the derivatives market, the bulk of it, which runs through the DTCC, it's going to go to one place. It's not going to be in 50 different places. The bulk of it is going to go to one place. Someone's going to win a lot of derivatives, and I don't know. It's just, there's just a lot of overlap. So it's going to be pretty eye-popping to see where all this goes. But so I guess I get it, right? And they have so their side chains, they call them parachains.
Right. They have relay chains, parachains, and bridges. And there's a nice illustration on their website that kind of shows this.
Let's hit that.
I'm trying to see exactly where that is.
All right, let's get to this sucker.
Powering Polkadot network with governance, staking, and bonding.
Any type of data across any type of blockchain. It is just mind-boggling, the competition for this stuff. It's mind-blowing, man. I mean,
there's a good illustration if you go to Polkadot network.
Polkadot. I'm on their site. Which section are you in?
So at the top it says technology.
Yep. Okay, I'm on that.
And then just scroll down to that big pink graph. Yep.
Okay.
Okay, so on the outside you have what I believe is the bridges. Those are the bridges between Polkadot and all other platforms. Then inside, where you got those three pink things, that's the parachain that does some governance and different things. And then the inside of the ring is the relay chains and how they operate. Oh, yeah.
That is quite an illustration, man.
Isn't it? I'm sure it works exactly like that too.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Well, you got to make it. You got to break it down to where people who aren't super techie people can kind of try to grasp it visually.
Yeah. This is a good visual representation. It's
Yeah, I like the flow. I like the language they use. I've read the whole site. I went through their community and about them and read some of their blogs and how they deal with developers and things like that. They have a good team put together.
So when do you use the token? Anything you do uses the token? I mean,
Well, I think the token is used in these relay chains, all this stuff going around in the middle,
Right.
or probably at every level of this, the token is
Right.
not as used. It's a network protocol. Let's see.
The dot token, here it is. I'm on their white paper,
Yeah.
which they call light paper. They call it a light paper, which is kind of
Light instead of white.
Yeah, right. The DOT token serves three distinct purposes: governance over the network, staking, and bonding. Okay.
And bonding is a little different.
Bonding says new parachains are added by bonding tokens. Outdated or non-useful parachains are removed by removing bonded tokens. This is a form of proof of stake.
When you're bonding the parachains, you're bonding, different platforms to the Polkadot platform, and I think they have to, divvy up tokens to create that bond if they want to be part of the network. And when they leave the network, those tokens become available again.
Got it. And then staking says, game theory incentivizes token holders to behave in honest ways. Good actors are rewarded by this mechanism, whilst bad actors will lose their stake in the network. This ensures the network stays secure.
That's a white paper in itself.
Right. And then governance is Polkadot token holders have complete control over the protocol. All privileges which on other platforms are exclusive to miners will be given to the relay chain participants, DOT holders, including managing exceptional events such as protocol upgrades and fixes. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Got it. And there's not a lot out there, so this will probably be $1,000 coin.
Yeah, all the experts out there are very, very keen on it going forward. So.
Yeah.
The real techie guys that have dug into it.
Yeah, well, there's a reason it climbed up into the top 7.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that is, it's impressive for sure. Where's this sucker traded mostly?
It's on quite a few exchanges.
Okay. Yeah, it sure is. Yeah, this is a load more. So we got hundreds and hundreds of exchanges, all the big ones. 134 actually. But it's so new. 7 months. This sucker's brand new.
I know. To talk about it in its infancy.
Yeah, it's climbing. It's climbing fast. So that is it's a thing about tech, man. It moves fast. Very fast.
Yeah.
So
you got a video for us on Polkadot?
Yes, we do. Let's do this. Hold on here.
We're talking about together. I know it gets a little techy sometime, and hopefully this video will kind of pull it all together for you.
Had a common link to one another. Something like a superhighway for blockchains where Ethereum connected to Cardano and Bitcoin, Bitcoin connected to Tezos and VeChain, and Tron to Litecoin. Join us as we take a peek into VeChain to connect all other blockchains. Let's connect the dots and answer the question, what is Polkadot? Launched in 2016, Polkadot is the brainchild of Gavin Wood, an Ethereum co-founder and creator of Solidity, the programming language used by Ethereum.
There was absolutely no indication that there was going to be any development, significant at least, on Ethereum 2 for some time.
Polkadot is now run by Web3 Foundation and developed by Parity Technologies, both of which Gavin is a co-founder of. Polkadot is what Gavin Wood envisioned as the next version of Ethereum, and this is how it works. The current blockchain landscape is at best fragmented, with multiple independent blockchains all operating in isolation. As yet, there's no efficient way for these separate chains to operate and communicate with each other to share data, transact, or exchange value. Polkadot is working to correct this by providing for the first time cross-chain interoperability. Polkadot will allow any blockchain, private and public, permissioned and permissionless, as well as oracles and decentralized apps to talk to each other and be connected in a trustless way under a single decentralized Polkadot umbrella. Here's a few examples of how this could work. A smart contract event on Ethereum triggers a payment on the Bitcoin network. A cross-chain swap of Litecoin for XRP using smart contracts without needing an intermediary. An oracle that feeds price data to dozens of different blockchains at the same time. This is why Polkadot is being called the Internet of Blockchains. Like the Internet, Polkadot will behave as an interoperable network connecting all blockchains. How does it do this? Well, Polkadot will achieve this through the Polkadot relay chain, parachains, and connectors called bridges. Polkadot's relay chain is the core layer of the network and acts like a bookkeeper overlooking all the network transactions. Parachains are the second layer. They're made up of individual blockchains all connected in parallel. Parachains allow multiple chains to run simultaneously to enable scalability and increase transaction speed. They can be bought by cryptocurrency companies and customized to suit their needs. Thirdly, bridges. Polkadot will use bridges to connect to difficult or established blockchains like Bitcoin and Ethereum by writing a break-in or a break-out smart contract that will allow these chains to communicate with the Polkadot network. But why is connecting to blockchains valuable, and can Polkadot truly support the ever-increasing number of blockchains? Well, click the link above to read more about Polkadot in the Exodus blog. Okay, now we know what Polkadot is, let's dig into DOT. What exactly is it and what is it used for? DOT is the native token of the Polkadot network and is used for three main things: governance, staking, and bonding. First, governance. All DOT token holders are given the right to vote over decisions that govern the network, such as upgrades or changing network fees. Votes are weighted according to the amount of tokens and the agreed time period that the tokens are locked up with the vote. Next, Polkadot staking. DOT holders can help secure the Polkadot network by staking their tokens to the network as validators and nominators. Validators take part in the minting of blocks, while nominators back the validators up. Both provide important security functions and therefore receive DOT as a reward incentive. And third, bonding. As mentioned earlier, parachains can be bought. So in order to buy a parachain, a user has to bond DOT in order to control the parachain. Bonding ties DOT tokens to the relay chain whenever a new parachain is added. Polkadot aspires to build a multi-chain universe where multiple blockchains can coexist and operate together to create a more vibrant, interoperable mega system of blockchains. How do you envision an internet of blockchains working for you? Is this all hype, or do you see...
Interesting.
All right. I think I get that. Yeah, that is.
I think the team that runs this is probably one of the best teams out there, and obviously their marketing has been incredible for them to take off in 1 year like this. I can't think of a coin. I'm trying to. That is broken into the top 10. Well, how long has Uniswap been around? Maybe Uniswap and DOT are the only two that I know have broken into the top 10 in a year's time.
And you know what? Uniswap, I'm pretty sure that one was under development for a little while. Let's see here.
Yeah.
Is Uniswap top 10? It is, yeah. 8 right there. That's your DEX coming in.
Yep.
Let's see. That's
a decentralized exchange. Now, Uniswap running on the Ethereum blockchain is very expensive. So really, only big players use Uniswap. Because more dollars you're trading, the less the fees are relevant.
because of Ethereum, yeah, and that's that was September too, around the same time it looks like. Yeah, it's gonna be.
Who's to say Uniswap doesn't end up switching over to Polkadot?
Right. Well, more likely they'd switch over to like ADA or Flare or something, right? For the cheaper fees.
Yeah, maybe.
Because right now they're locked with Ethereum, but...
Mm-hmm.
And that's, that's who might connect them, though, is through Polkadot.
Yeah, right.
They switch over to, like, let's say they switch to the Flare network or ADA, and it's done easily and quickly through Polkadot.
Yep.
That seems like that's how it would work out. But that's why I question Ethereum. I get it. I get they're going to be around and they're going to go up and all that stuff, but they have to fix this gas problem.
Yes, they do.
They got gas. Yeah,
that stinks.
So one way or another, the market's going to fix it, right?
Yeah. We'll solve the problem.
Yep.
Well, maybe the stable coins will be part of the picture too. Well, I'm sure XRP, is there going to be stable coins affiliated or within the Flare network?
Yeah. Well, CBDCs themselves, it looks, are going to run on the XRP ledger. So yeah, and stable coins, the Flare network, you can make any of these synthetic coins. I mean, it just gets.
Yeah, they're like
it's unreal, and there's just, who would have thought it with all the assets floating around, but it just seems like there's so much capacity. There has to be consolidation.
Yeah. Well, and I actually came across another coin that is new. It's not even out yet. They're just there's some pre-sale of this coin, and it's apparently it's backed by gold and other hard assets like mining property and
we almost forgot about that. So people, this is the Crash special that I baited you guys with in the beginning. Okay. What do we got on this, Crash? What is this now?
There's a video for us to watch. It's a short one.
Okay, hold on a second here. Let's cue that sucker up.
Tell us more.
Okay, Crash. So yeah, what's up with this video?
Okay, so these guys, there's you can invest right now in these coins before they go on the market. You can't buy them on an exchange or anything. There's just one platform you can go to buy them. And then there's another wallet that you need to transfer them to. It's a little complicated. Took me some time, but if anybody's interested, just let us know. We're going to put a link at the bottom below this video, and it should say Gold Secured Currency, GSX, on it. And if you click on that, that's a referral source right to the pre-purchase site. So right now you can't punch in GSX on any of the on live crypto price watch or any of these coin market cap or anything. It's not even on any markets yet. So it's pretty interesting. But let's watch this video. It's 4 minutes long and it's worth watching.
No results, right? Okay, here we go.
Apollo FinTech Gold Secured Currency. Traditional stable coins are important because they act as a harbor of value when the market is volatile. Their benefit is as a stable place to store funds when the value of cryptocurrency in the market is dropping. The biggest downside, however, is the fact that a stable coin almost never rises in price. So the trade-off for stability has been the complete absence of growth of its price. Apollo FinTech has set out to change this by creating the first stable coin that not only holds an absolute asset value, but also grows consistently in value, is redeemable for its gold value, and pays dividends. Introducing Gold Secured Currency, also known as GSX, the world's first stable coin that gives its owners the benefits of absolute value while also facilitating growth in value. GSX blends almost all of the best elements of cryptocurrency into one secured coin. The way gold secured currency works is 25% of the transaction fees from a number of Apollo FinTech's products goes directly to buying gold and gold-rich land to back GSX. All increases in this gold and land value will be tracked and displayed so owners of GSX can watch as its asset value consistently grows. Outside of Apollo FinTech's software and financial products, the biggest element growing the value of GSX is Apollo FinTech's multi-billion-dollar 3,700-plus acre platinum and gold mining claim. Not only will the precious metal-rich land back GSX, 50% of gold and precious metals mined there after expenses and growth will back GSX, raising its value as gold and other precious metals are mined and refined there. All GSX holders will be legal owners to this multi-billion-dollar claim, as well as the mine built, the companies that run it, and all assets within the company, such as its future refinery. The rights to these companies and all land is held by a trust, giving holders legally binding ownership. If any asset is sold within the company, GSX holders are the beneficiary of those proceeds. On top of this, the other 50% of mined resources, after expenses and expansion, will be paid as yearly dividends to GSX holders. Let's dive into what Apollo FinTech is for a second. Apollo FinTech is a leading provider of government and commercial financial technology. Apollo FinTech is the only company that has developed or is developing solutions to power nearly every branch of government, with more than 12 groundbreaking products and many more coming. A few of these products include Nox and Nox Pro exchanges, Apollo Currency, one of the fastest and most feature-rich cryptocurrencies, its national currency platform, national commodity exchange, mineral claim platform, bank-to-bank network, one of the largest social media ecosystems, and many more government and commercial solutions. As an example, if Apollo FinTech develops its national currency platform for the central bank of a country, and 2/3 of that nation uses this platform for all daily transactions, those millions of users will pay a fee with every transaction. If the fee averages 50 cents per transaction, then as much as 12.5 cents per transaction will go to buying gold to back GSX. With every transaction, the asset value of GSX will increase. In the same way, after expenses and expansion, if $20 million of gold is mined per day by Apollo FinTech, then $10 million of gold will go to backing GSX. Utilizing its branches in Africa and North America, and with plans to expand into Asia, Europe, and Central and South America, Apollo FinTech is quickly becoming the leader in government blockchain solutions and the most successful pioneer for genuine international mass adoption. History is being made now. Take part in it.
Crash.
Yeah.
I got a lot of questions, my friend.
Yeah. Well, it's a very complicated setup. I watched this video and I did some other research for several hours, and I was intrigued enough to put $100 into it just to keep me paying attention to it. All right.
Way to step up with a Hondo. Oh, I might be intrigued enough to open up a doggone wallet, man. Where do I get the wallet?
Yeah. I gotta put anything in it though.
Hey, tell me this. So, do you know how many tokens they're coming out with?
Yes.
Oh, Crash, you're killing me, man.
Yeah.
What's that?
1 billion.
1 billion, an even number of 1 billion. It's
And right now they've only sold 250 million. So there's 750 billion left.
right. No, million, right? They're not doing a trillion, right? It's a billion. Right.
Let's see. 1,000, million, trillion. I mean billion.
Crash.
Trillion.
So it is a billion or a trillion?
It's 1 billion.
1 billion, okay.
With 9 zeros behind it.
Yep, we got ourselves a bill hound. Okay, that's one thing that is
Yeah,
intriguing about it, I heard the term government a lot.
Yeah, I did too.
If
It
they're in
seems
with the governments, the global governments for gold and these resources, boy,
well,
that's something there.
yeah, I think it sounds to me like they could be um, either a competitor with the Ripple or a partner with Ripple, trying to find a way to
Where did you hear that?
currencies. No, I didn't hear anything like that. I'm just
Oh,
thinking out loud.
right. Well,
Yeah,
they could move their token around with it, and it just be it'd be transparent or private, however the government wants to set it up. I mean, that's what's coming out now. Is there's plenty of privacy with crypto. It's just you have to know how to do it, and governments are going to have both private rails and public rails. That's become obvious.
yeah.
So good one though. That's interesting. Don't forget, folks, hit the like and subscribe. We do not give any form of financial advice. Do your own research. Understand how risky any investments are.
Oh
And
yeah, this
crypto is risky too. So
this is
any kind of crypto is risky.
very speculative now.
Yep. So
But
this is
however,
just
I mean, it's trading at. I think it's trading at $12, and it's not even on an exchange yet.
this coin's trading at $12.
Yeah, or selling on. Yeah, it's selling at.
And that is somewhat determined by what's behind it, is the actual assets that are behind it, which I'm assuming are completely transparent. You can probably look into that at any point.
Yeah.
Okay, here's how many ounces of gold we hold right now.
Yeah. Well, let me take that back. They're not at 11 cents. They're.
You said $12.
I mean, there are $12. They're not. No, I had that confused with that other coin we were talking
I
about.
meant 0.0012.
Yeah, it's way down there. It's very cheap, which means hey.
Well, what is it right now? A fraction of a cent? Is that what you're saying? I mean, they usually are when they come out.
I think I bought. Let me see here.
Oh, good Lord.
Good Lord. I think they're like 5 cents.
Okay.
Is what I
Well,
think.
we'll keep an eye on that. Let us know when it actually comes out and starts trading. That would be kind of cool to follow up on it and check it out. So
13 days it'll start trading.
okay. All right, get back to us on that one. That is your Crash special for the day, people. That's a treat.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to wrap this sucker up. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe. Follow us on Twitter. And be good to each other. And don't give up. Get involved.
Over and out, and enjoy your day. And live in the present.
Crash. Come on, dude. You got to be more prepared with this token, really?
Did you stop the recording this time?
Oh, yeah, we're stopped. Don't worry. We're stopped real good.
Getting emails from people saying, you guys keep talking after you say goodbye.
Well, I mean, seriously, though? Billion, trillion, million. I mean,
editing these things, or are you just like throwing them up there?
don't give me that. Don't start. I'm just glad you could show up today. That's nice. Before halfway through the show. Thank you.
Well,
Don't tell me you're flying off somewhere now, right? You got to go.
Well, soon, yeah.
I wanted you to help me open up a GSX wallet, man.
This is the iceberg season.
Okay.
Doing a little iceberg tour. Watching the big chunks of ice fall off the North Pole.
Is this the thing where you tried to land a helicopter on the tip of an iceberg?
No, but that's on my bucket list.
Okay, well, at least you're not driving a bus on one.
Not yet. Actually, I think I'm going to turn one into an NFT.